Spotify versus YouTube, right? It was kind of an unfair comparison because I was talking about Spotify as a distribution platform, right? As a music streaming distribution platform. So the reason I use Spotify is because Spotify, a lot of people use Spotify, and a lot of people think, oh, I can just make a lot of money off Spotify from uploading my music. And then they don't make a lot of money, and then they're looking around like, why am I not making money on Spotify? Right? Because it's more to it than that. So that was the whole purpose of my video yesterday, to show y'all that, hey, if you're trying to make a lot of money, you should invest in a platform like YouTube, not a streaming service. And so the whole point of what I'm making is content creation does better than just putting your music on a streaming platform, right? How many of y'all are creators, right? Let me know in the comments. If you're a creator, let me know that you are a creator in the comments. Or you create music. I apologize. I should say you create music versus a creator. Because when I'm talking about creator, I'm talking about like, so Spotify has Spotify for creators. They said Roberto Blake said that it was previously titled Spotify podcasters. All right. So Spotify podcasters, right, has now rebranded or renamed themselves Spotify for creators. And Roberto Blake says that they are trying to do exactly what the YouTube partner program is doing for creators. So now I don't know what the payout is on this stuff, okay? But the requirements to get in seem like way more difficult than what it is on YouTube, okay? A lot of people think that, man, 4,000 watch hours in a year is like super hard. Okay, well, Spotify is saying that you have to reach 2,000 people in the last 30 days. So YouTube is saying 1,000 people, 1,000 subscribers within your whole lifetime of your channel. Spotify is saying 2,000 people within the last 30 days. So to me, that's a much more difficult threshold to meet. And then it says 10,000. You know how YouTube is 4,000 watch hours in a year. This is saying 10,000 watch hours, 10,000 consumption hours. And I don't know if that's within the last 30 days, but I assume it is, because if you got to have 2,000 people in the last 30 days, I would assume that the 10,000 consumption hours has to be within the last 30 days. But hey, don't quote me on that. Go look it up for yourself. All I'm saying is creators, no matter what platform you're on. Well, I shouldn't say no matter what platform you're on, but what I'm saying is that if you do music, right? If you put your music on DistroKid and it puts it out to all platforms, you put your music on iTunes, Google Music, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Spotify. I think I already said that. Spotify, Tidal, all these different platforms. What I'm saying is, a lot of us are not making no money off that music, right? And if y'all are making money, y'all probably pay for fake subscribers. What I'm saying is there's a better way. I'm not saying don't stop putting your music out there, but Spotify now has what's called Spotify for creators. It was previously called Spotify for podcasters. Putting your music on Spotify versus putting content on Spotify is my point. So on YouTube, if you upload music on a YouTube Music or Google Music versus putting content on YouTube, you're gonna make more money off content. People are visual people. People want to see. People want to be able to connect, right? If you just make music, it's hard for people to picture who you are. Anybody who is an artist, if you make music, you have to put videos with your music in order to get attention to the music. People, you can't just drop your song and be like, yeah, man, I dropped my song, everybody go play it. You might get a little bit of motion. But for the most part, you need to be putting out music videos for all of your music. That's why the creators, Spotify for creators, YouTube for creators, right? YouTube is a platform for creators, monetization platform that's for creators, gets more attention. People want to see and be able to connect with a person. Right now, if I was doing this live right now and you couldn't see me, you could only hear my audio, yeah, you would probably listen. But a lot of people need to be able to connect with somebody visually to put a voice, to put the voice with to put a picture, a video, you know what I'm saying, with the person, with the audio. So I feel like, so creators are making more than music alone. So if you're somebody that wants to put out content, it's better for you to, like, think about it. Think about a beautiful woman, right? A beautiful woman gets attention strictly based off of her look in most cases. These women can come on these platforms, TikTok. That's why a woman typically can blow up before a dude can. A dude got to be more strategic and more, you got to really think about the logic in what you're doing. You got to be intentional. You see what I'm saying? As a dude, right? A female can just turn on the camera and look pretty. She ain't even said nothing, and people already subscribing. She ain't even talking about nothing, and people already subscribing because they like how she look. You see what I'm saying? So because people are visual beings, people are visual people. So what I'm saying is, think about the I was gonna say aesthetic, but I don't even know if that's the right word. But what I'm saying, thinking about your presentation. Think about that's why a lot of times when y'all see videos and they got the LED lights in the back, and y'all click on that stuff just because y'all see the lights in the back. It's like, oh man, that looks so cool. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that grab people's attention, right? But if you're just doing audio, people are not able to see none of that stuff. If a beautiful woman was trying to make money off a platform strictly off of just talking, off of her voice, off of her audio, and she was not showing her beauty or her face or her image on the platforms, do you know how many women would not be successful today? I'm not saying a woman won't be successful, but I'm saying they would have to be more strategic and really come with some concrete stuff to be able to gain the fan, not just their looks. But that's what I'm saying. People are visual people. So Spotify, you're going to make more money off Spotify creators, Spotify podcasts. Boy, these people in the comments, I don't want to be blocking people. But so you're going to make more money off of Spotify creators versus Spotify where you just uploading your music. So if you're somebody that's trying to make money in 2025 in this new day and age that we're in, you do not want to just be posting audio or just posting music. You want to give people, you want to get the best of both worlds, right? You want to get the best of both. Think about the skits that you see on social media. If those skits were done without video, they wouldn't be as interesting. You probably wouldn't watch 90% of the skits that you watch because it's just audio and you got to listen. You trying to figure out. It's almost like watching a football game on the radio. How many people still watch the football game on AM radio? And my stepdad, my mom's first husband, used to ride down the street and listen to the sports channel on AM radio. And don't get me wrong now. So what you got to understand is, so it's no different than like XM nowadays, but XM is like super clear now. Back then, the AM is still like a horrible quality, but they had, so you got to think about the stadium, the NFL have like top of the line microphones, top of the line print, like they have top of the line audio quality is what I'm saying. So if you're somebody that's trying to compete with something like that or grab the attention, you got to beef that stuff up. How are you going to stand out above the noise of the AM radio or the noise of everybody else that's putting out content on those platforms? So that's why I'm saying putting out content over audio alone helps you stand out in most cases, because like the iPhones, the phones that we use nowadays are capturing video in really good qualities. $10,000 mic. I never heard of a $10,000 mic, and I don't want one. A $4,000 mic, a $8,000 mic, a $20,000 mic. I've heard of those. A $1,500 mic. Those are reasonable. Once you paying that kind of money for a microphone, $1,500, $1,200, $4,000, $10,000, $8,000. You don't have to go. I wouldn't even. Oh, that's what the football got. I don't think they have 10,000. I never heard of a $10,000 mic. You let me know what microphone that is. That costs $10,000. I mean, you said $100,000. $100,000. I've heard of $10,000 mics, but that's in the recording studio. That's like in the mute for music. In movies, and stuff like that. I never seen them use a microphone that costs that much. Oh, he said no. I was joking. There might be. Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. You were just saying, yeah, they probably spending a lot of money. Yeah. It's about. So if you could spend, if you're in film, you could spend a good $500 and get a really good film microphone. If you're in music, you got to go up more. You're gonna spend about $1,500 or more on a good microphone, like on the top of the line microphone. I shouldn't say good, a top of the line microphone. I'm talking about top of the line stuff when I say good. But you can get a good one for cheaper than that. But yeah, I'm saying if you're trying to stand out, I got a $50 gaming microphone, and that's what I use to make music. Hey, if it works, you know what I'm saying? It works. Like nowadays the technology is getting a lot better. So like back in the day, like in the 80s, for example, you couldn't use a $50 microphone and sound as good as you do now. You couldn't use a $100 microphone or $200 microphone and have good quality. Nowadays, they're trying to make technology more accessible for the creators, because they know a lot of people are creators. A lot of people do gaming. A lot of people do, you know what I'm saying, all these different things. So technology is being passed down. Like back in the day, you had to go to a Hollywood studio to record a song. Now you can record songs at your house on your regular computer. You see what I'm saying? So technology is evolving and being passed down to where everybody can afford it. So yeah, that $50 mic for gaming is probably perfectly fine. I wouldn't use now you might can get away with some of your songs, but I'm saying if you were trying to like really blow up off of, let's say you did music, I wouldn't use a $50 mic on music. The cheapest mic you gonna get would be like $100, which is not far away from $50. You know, $100. So I don't know. Technology is changing. So maybe you can get away with that. But anyways, I just want to encourage people, man. Like, if my homeboy, you know, he puts in a lot of energy, a lot of effort and energy on Spotify, and I just try to let him know that, well, not just him, anybody, because a lot of people think, man, I can blow up off Spotify, and hey, we might, but I'm a person of research. Before I'm gonna put all my eggs in this basket over here, or before I'm gonna invest in something, I'm gonna do the research. I actually make my music on my phone. Oh, yeah. Phones are getting better. I got a brother, and I know a couple people that make music on their phones. So I can't, like I say, man, technology is getting better. Especially if you got like a top of the line phone. Like, you know, I'm talking into my phone right now. I don't have any external professional microphones or nothing like that, you know. So it just depends, man. Like if you It just depends if you're trying to go viral or you just trying to reach people that are on their phones. You know what I'm saying? Because if you record on your phone, somebody looking at it on their phone is probably not gonna be able to tell that there's that is recorded on the phone. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, it looks good enough. Recorded on the phone was formulated or designed to look good on other phones. I think it's like 90% of the people consume content on their phones. So if you're using a really top of the line phone, the audio from a phone and the video from a phone is probably going to get you 90% of the way there. And once you make 90% of the way, you kind of made it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, use what you got. Now, if you got a cheaper phone, you know, like a little $30 smartphone or something like that, $100 smartphone, then your video is probably not as good as like a $1,500 iPhone. So you probably want to do some things to be able to, oh yeah, iPhone XR, that's a good phone. That's a good phone. I had an iPhone 8. And some people were looking at, if you look at some of my videos, I recorded those before I got my iPhone 14 Pro Max. I was recording videos on my iPhone 8, which is the same thing as the iPhone SE. iPhone SE and the iPhone 8 they kind of like about the same phone. And that came out before the XR. So the XR is a better phone than the iPhone 8, the iPhone SE. So you can record podcasts on your phone. Like it's not an issue. You're still gonna be like, that's the thing. So many people are like, man, I need a camera. Hey man, I need this, I need that. All you need is a light. Is a light. That's all you need is a light. Get you a ring light or some type of light. If you got a lamp laying around the house, like I was telling them yesterday, if you got a lamp laying around, don't use the light that shines from in your ceiling. That's not going to work because it's not lighting your face. It's just lighting over your head, and it's just going to make shadows up under your face. Your face is still not going to be lit. If you want your content to look professional, you need to put the light at your eye level, at your face level. I'm not saying it has to be right in front of you. The way you do it in film, so if you're doing a podcast or whatever, or creating content, you want to put the light not directly straight in front of you, but you want to put the light at a 45-degree angle, right? So yeah, that's how you do that. And you can use 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights. It just depends, but you can get away with using 1 light. So using a lamp is better than using the light that's in the ceiling. So I feel like creating content is going to get you way further than just creating music. Some people focus so much on music. Man, I'm putting out more music. Man, I put out another song. Okay, how many views you got? How many streams you got? How much money you making? People are not doing the research. Before I invest in something, I'm going to do the research. That's what we're not doing. We're not researching anything. Please research before you invest in something, before you invest your time and your energy into something. Research it. People hear Spotify. Oh man, Spotify. Everybody's on Spotify, so I'm gonna go put stuff on Spotify. And then Spotify, at one point in time, the highest views I got on one song is 222. Hey, a lot of videos on my page have that amount of views or less. So that's why it's about putting out like majority, not majority, but more content. Like don't put out, some people put out 3 videos, 10 videos, 3 songs, 10 songs, and then they wonder why they don't blow up. Because people, if you look at the people that are successful, how much music do they have out? They got thousands of songs. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like if you was renting out a hotel, right? If you was renting out a hotel and you only had one hotel, that one hotel might make you $222, right? But if you had, when I say hotel, I mean one hotel room. I'm sorry, one hotel room. But if you had an entire a number of hotel rooms, you would make that 222 on you making off each hotel. Now you made thousands. You see what I'm saying? I wait about a week for each song, but I have many created. I just never post them. Yeah, a lot of us creators do that. We create stuff and never post it. But I'm the same way. I have so much stuff that I create and don't post. Uh, but the only way that you're gonna make money is if you post it. And so I'm trying to get to the point where I'm posting content on a regular basis, and that's the only way you're gonna make money. So you gotta understand, you gotta have, like me. If you look at my channel, I have my podcast, and then if you notice, I have never really ever released any music videos, because my music videos, my podcast, that stuff I want in the highest quality, because I'm trying to make money off that stuff. Now, my YouTube content that I record with my phone, I'm just hitting record like what you see me doing now, and I'm just posting it. I'm not worried about taking into the editing room, adjusting the color, making it look cinematic. I don't care. But I'm showing up every day. And that's the challenge that we doing. I'm doing right now a 365 day challenge, where I'm trying to encourage people to post and go hard for 365 days on YouTube. What I'm saying is post every day or multiple times a day on YouTube. Really, that's what this video was supposed to be, but I erased the title, and I just saw this video about Spotify, and I wanted to update y'all on that, because I just made a video yesterday saying that Spotify, that I recommend YouTube over Spotify. Now I just found out that Spotify has a creator program or a podcast program where you can do just the same thing you're doing on YouTube. But I say, that's what I'm saying. You gotta start a podcast. You gotta start creating content, right? I like YouTube because you can just create content. But people don't want to put out content. People don't want to show up every day. People think, oh man, I'm gonna post one video that's gonna go viral. And then they looking at the views. Oh man, I only got 300 views. Oh man, I only got 500 views. It didn't go viral. Okay, post another one. You can't stop there. Yeah, start posting like crazy. But you gotta do that for a year. I promise you. Roberto Blake says that 90% of YouTubers, 90% of content creators quit. And they quit because they like, okay, this is not working. Then they quit. They give up. If they would keep going and research why it's not working, they would end up being successful. So think about it. If 90% of the people that put out music, the people that put out content, the people that put out podcasts, it never goes anywhere. Because they thinking, okay, I'm going to put out 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 videos, and then I'm going to be this big time YouTuber, a podcaster, and I'm going to be making big money. Or my music going to blow up off 10 songs. And they put that song out there. They put them 10 songs out there, and they ain't getting no views. You see what I'm saying? So they give up. They be like, man, it ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. I ain't going to blow up. Because Spotify is not a platform for you to blow up. You still got to bring you still have to bring fan, you still have to bring attention. Just because you put it's almost like a garage sale, right? Let's say you got a garage sale, right? And you got a garage sale, but you don't have no signs up. Nobody knows that you got a garage sale over there on that back street over there. Nobody knows. So what you got to do is you got to go to the main highways and put signs up and say, hey man, we point arrows, and put your address. Hey man, we got a garage sale over here on this street. Now you're going to start getting traffic coming over there to where you at. But if nobody knows you're over there, just because you put out a song and opened up the garage door, and you got a garage sale, you open up the garage door and you looking at like, man, why I ain't getting? Oh yeah, look, they go. I got one stream right there. Oh yeah, and they played it for 2 seconds and kept on going. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. You can't just open the garage door and say we doing a garage sale. You can't just post your song and be like, hey man, you got to get creative. You got to let people have a visual representation of what that is over there, right? You put out a song, you need to put a music video with it. I don't care if you're recording a music video with your song. Do a lot of YouTube shorts. So if you use DistroKid to put your music on all streaming platforms, you need to be making YouTube shorts of your own music. Do that every day for a year. I bet you will blow up. I bet you will blow up. I don't care if you making skits you only got one song on DistroKid on the platforms. Keep making content to that song. The reason we're not blowing up is because we're not bringing attention to the song. We just upload the song and then like, man, why it ain't getting, because nobody knows your song is over there. But if people knew your song was over there, they would listen. You have to get attention to your song. How do you get attention to your song? I'm teaching you how to do it organically. You ain't even got to pay. You ain't got to, don't pay for nothing. Do it organically. That is the power of the internet nowadays. Content creation. Once you upload your song to the platforms, go create content that will bring attention to your song. All you got to do is get a guitar. Play your song. Play your song. If you upload a video of you playing your song, however your song go, I don't know. However your song go, you know what I'm saying? Show you playing that guitar, so now they know that's old boy. You know what I'm saying? That's old boy from Willie Foo Foo Band. That probably is I think I heard that before. But anyway, what I'm saying is, back in the day, the way you used to bring attention to your music was to do concerts. Right? That's why a lot of bands, they go out, they do live events, because that is one way to get your music in front of the audience. Nowadays, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go out to a restaurant and play live and make a fool of yourself, right? You can come on YouTube or Spotify and make a fool of yourself, and you ain't even got to worry about the people laughing because you can't even see them. I mean, I see the comments down there, but you don't even have to read them. I could really turn the comments off if I wanted to. All right? What I'm saying, because I'm the type of person, I don't like to be on live and knowing people looking at me, but the more I post, the more comfortable I get with it, right? Because the reason I'm doing it is not for the people laughing at me or talking trash down in the comment section, right? And I get really defensive and pissed off about stuff like that. So when people say stuff in the comment, like when I on my videos, when people say stuff on my videos, I have it where it goes into a holding section. It don't even post directly on my thing. So it goes into a holding section, and I have to read it before I post it. Y'all just don't know how I be wanting to snap on people. But me snapping on somebody, all this, like I used to do it on Instagram. People used to come on my page talking trash to me, and I would start talking trash to them. And guess what happened? They would once, because they like, oh, you a Christian. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. And then when I snap on them the same way they snapping on me, they feelings get hurt. And then they go report my comment on my video. And then I get in trouble. I got in trouble so many times on Instagram. You're violating our community guidelines. I said, you know what? That's when I came on YouTube, I had a whole nother mindset. And I found out that YouTube, you can make it where your comments, their comments don't go on there. Their comments go into a holding section, and you can approve or reject it. So now when somebody come and say something stupid on one of my YouTube videos, guess what I do? I either delete it or hit report. Because if I'm really pissed off about it and I really want to snap on you, but I can't because it's in that little holding thing and it won't let me reply to you. So what I do is I just hit report. If you piss me off that much, I'm going to just hit report. I'm going to get your page deleted. Because I don't need that negative energy around here. You see what I'm saying? What's your opinion on TikTok and retaliate in relation to content creators? I feel like TikTok, based on Sean Kennel said that TikTok is coming after YouTube. So, but now we got Spotify creators coming after YouTube. So what I'm saying is YouTube has been doing it the longest. YouTube is the only platform that has been doing this the longest. All these other platforms are still trying to figure out. They're still trying to compete with YouTube. That's why Instagram implemented a little program where they was paying. I made $250 off Instagram. That was my first platform I made money off of. But what I didn't, it was a lot of things I didn't like about them. That's why I got off Instagram, right? And so, and Instagram is owned, Facebook and Instagram owned by the same people. If you look at who owns Facebook and Instagram, they're not Christians. So when I'm posting Christian content, they don't like it. They don't like it. They be like, "Oh man, you cussing in your content." I don't cuss in my content. I don't cuss in my music. They said I was cussing in one of my songs just to say you're going against our guidelines. What? They just need a reason to delete your stuff because they don't want it there. You see what I'm saying? Now, it is a lot of successful Christians on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, but they're putting out loads of content. See, here's the thing. If you're putting out loads of content, that's how these platforms get paid. So if you're putting out a lot of content, they can be like, wait, they are Christian. We don't like their content, but they bringing a whole lot of traffic to our platform. We're going to go ahead and let them do what they doing. Right? You see what I'm saying? So, but for us on the bottom, they will crush you. So if you got to be comfortable. You have to. I'm not comfortable with showing my face on social media. But guess what? I know that if I want to make money, it comes with the territory. We did concerts. You know, we used to rap on stage all the time, do concerts in front of large crowds. I was always bashful. I was always like, man, and my homeboy know as soon as I come on stage, I'm like, woo, it's a lot of people out here looking at me. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at one of my concerts, I was like, man, I'm gonna wear my shades, them Boosie shades. Hold on, I got some right here. Them Boosie shades. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like, if you look at me, I'm out there like this. And it ain't no sunlight nowhere. All it is the stage lights hitting us. It ain't no sunlight. And you know what I'm saying? I'm in my little Boosie mode out there. But yeah, man. So because the shades helped me be more comfortable because I really couldn't see as well. I couldn't see that good. So I put the shades on and it kind of darkened everything and kind of just made me feel like I was, like almost like nobody was there. And then what I did was I looked at the back of the room. I wasn't even looking at nobody. I'm looking past the whole crowd, looking at the way back in the back of the room where there ain't nobody. I'm just looking at the wall, just doing my little song. So yeah, we did back in 2000. I first started doing music in like 2008, 2009, like the end of 2009. And so, well, that's when I started messing with music. 2009, 2010. And it was so hard for me trying, because I make everything from scratch. I make all my stuff from scratch. All these new producers, they use beats and stuff that I already made. Like they'll use like samples or they'll use stems. Stem means like they'll take the melody out of one song or they'll take the hi-hat out of one song. They'll take the drum out of one, something that's already made, or they'll go buy like a Dr. Dre beat pack. A Dr. Dre beat pack is sounds that Dr. Dre already made. He's the producer. He made sounds and he gives them to these new age producers. The new age producer buys the beat pack, and then every time they push a button, it's really pushing a button that Dr. Dre was pushing. See what I'm saying? So they just using Dr. Dre sounds and putting it together to make something else. Which I gotta understand, a producer and a mix engineer is two different things. Most of y'all don't know what a mix engineer or audio engineer is. They're the ones that make the audio or recording engineer. A producer is kind of like a vague term to describe kind of like a bunch of different things. A producer can be anything. You can have a video producer. You can have a executive producer. You can have a recording engineer. Like it's so many things that go into that. And really a producer was somebody that kind of was like the overseer, I should say, of the entire production, right? They were the ones. A lot of times, a producer will go out and promote or get the record seen, right? But anyways, man, if you doing music, you got to understand that when we look at these big labels or these big artists or things that we hear on the radio, you got to understand that they have $1,500 mics. They have top of the $4,000 mics, $8,000 mics. They got top of the line $20,000 mics. They got top of the line recording engineers and all that. And if you want to be able to stand out against them, you have to put in a lot of work. You got to put in a lot of work. But back to TikTok. TikTok is a good platform. Spotify creators is a good platform. Anywhere you creating content. Country Wayne blew up on Facebook. But he wasn't just posting his music out there. He was posting content. When I say content creation, I'm talking about where you're showing your face and you're doing something, right? I don't care if it's skits, if it's comedy, but figure out what it is you want to do. Me, I'm teaching people how to be CEOs and how to be their own record label. That's why I teach film. That's why I teach photography. That's why I teach courses. I teach you how to make courses. I teach music. You see what I'm saying? I teach you how to make your own music videos. I teach you how to edit your own music videos. I teach you what's the best quality to put your phone in to get the best quality out of your phone so you can stand out above the other people that's doing content on their phone. Because everybody's phone is in a mediocre or default setting. See what I'm saying? It's in a setting that's designed just to upload straight to a platform. But if you want to stand out, you got to do more editing. You have to record in a higher quality. But if you're going to record in a higher quality, you have to edit the footage before you post it. It's a lot more that goes into it. But for most people, you ain't got to do that. Your phone is already in the default setting where you can reach 90% of the world. All you got to do is hit record and put out the content. Same thing with like old boy said, whoever that was in the comments said they record music on their phone. I got a brother that do the same thing. Record content on his phone. If that's all you got, then use it. Think about back in the day when Dat Piff, right? I think that's how you say it. But everybody putting their mixtape on Dat Piff, right? And people was blowing up. Most of the rappers were blowing up for whatever reason off of that platform. I don't know how, because I don't understand how. It's just like any other platform. If you upload your music to this platform, like DistroKid, you upload to iTunes and iCloud and all that. How are people seeing it? So I don't know. Maybe they have a different type of algorithm over there where even if you just upload, boom, you do numbers. So I don't know. Dat Piff, it might have changed by now, but I still see that it's a platform that, you know what I'm saying, that's still up and active, still doing numbers. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know, man. But I know everybody was blowing up on that platform. I never used it. I think I might have uploaded to it once, but I never really got serious about it. I was on Reverb Nation, and that's where I was on Reverb Nation, man. I like the tools that Reverb Nation had, and yeah, I was making a whole lot of connections on Reverb Nation. Like, I think my first one, I got like 1,000 fans on Reverb Nation, and I was connecting with everybody like one by one, and I was connecting with their social media accounts, and I was connecting, and they were connecting with mine. So I was getting a lot of organic reach just by reaching out to people one by one on Reverb Nation. I'm like, hey man, my name is such and such and such, and you know, I like your music, and you know, I'm finna subscribe to all your stuff. And not all of them would subscribe to mine, but some of them would. That's why it was hard. I probably reached out, man, to probably about 5,000 people. And in return, I got 1,000. So it's a lot of hard work that goes in with organic reach. But in the long run, organic reach has more of an impact than if you like trying to cheat. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to do things the short way, the difficult way. If you go and look on my page, I'm finna post a video. I got another video coming about the 365-day challenge that I'm gonna post. I'm gonna do a live on that, and then I got another video where I'm teaching people how to EQ, or not how to EQ. It's EQ is one of the things, but the proper way to get a professional sound. If you want to sound like the rappers and the musicians on the radio that you hear, I'm finna tell y'all how to get that sound. Now, you got to do the work, but I'm finna tell you how to get that sound in this video that I'm doing. And so yeah, man, let me all I want to say, man, is I want to encourage y'all, man, to this 365-day challenge, and I want y'all to be putting out content. You can keep putting out music. You got to keep putting out music. If you are a musician, you need to keep putting out music. But look at me. I got songs out and I haven't dropped no more songs. Why? Because I started listening to my music. I was like, yeah, I want my music quality to be better than that. And I had to start taking some courses, right? So I've taken courses. I've spent thousands up on, probably about 50,000. No, should I say 50,000? Like, if you look at the price that the courses really cost, yeah, I probably spent about 50,000. But I probably, out of my own pocket, I've actually probably paid about 8,000. So I paid about 8 to 10,000 just for courses, but I got $50,000 worth of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? So instead of me going to college, blowing 50,000, I found out another way to reach out to other creators that have already blown up, and they were selling courses, and you don't have to learn math and reading and science and all that dumb boring stuff. All you got to learn is what you're trying to do. How to film on a camera like a professional. How to EQ and compress and DS and like a professional. How to get your music sound like the record labels. Boom. They just going to teach you it like right off the bat. You ain't got to go through all these basic math, reading, and science. Man, get that stuff out of here. Don't know. This 2025, man. We don't care about this stuff no more, man. I failed the 8th grade twice. I failed the 9th grade 3 times. I went and got my GED. It's some people that graduated high school and still don't have the mindset that I do. But let's go back before that. I was one of the top 3 students in my entire school. I was a nerd. Before I got out there on them drugs and joined the gang and was out there having sex and lost my virginity. Before all that, I was a nerd. I was one of the top 3 students in the school. How I go from one of the top 3 students in the school to one of the worst in the school? See what I'm saying? That's why I don't fool with them drugs. People be like, yeah, marijuana, weed is good for you. Okay, well, you keep on smoking it while you making that music or doing your content creation. Do whatever you do. If that's what worked for you, then hey. But I don't need it. It didn't get me nowhere in life, and I don't want my kids around it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we live in a world where it's legal now. So I just have to teach my kids that, hey, you know what I'm saying? You want to be like daddy, or you want to be like that over there? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I'm a inspiration, you know what I'm saying, to my children. And I want to be an inspiration to y'all. I want to be motivation to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So if you can go hard every day, but you can't go hard every day for 10 days. You can't go hard every day for a month. If you can go hard every day for a year, I know it's hard, but if you can go hard every day for a year, you will blow up. I promise you will.